You take who? I'm
Shallow
sorry?
Vernal. Shallow Vernal.
Shallow Vernal? Sure, sure,
Yep.
sure. I'll take Goku.
I give that
Yeah,
to
my
him.
stance is that Goku wins without scaling. So
Yeah,
you can go ahead and scale your
yeah. My
character.
position is that I'm more propositionally justified that my character doesn't lose. Um, my
You're more
character has,
propositionally justified. Okay.
yep, like my character has fate manipulation.
You can go ahead and send your scan for that.
Yeah, when they talk about fate manipulation, it's talking about the ability to
Wait, hold on.
change
Let me
any.
specify. Let me just ask you this. What do you specify upon the framework or like the level where you argue is fate manipulation? And also, hold on.
Yeah, you're able to change
Let
any
me
type
ask
of state
Awoken
from
to join VC. Let me ask Awoken to join VC. Hold up. Also, who is Perk, by the way?
Yeah,
Just who's Perk?
that's one of your best buddies, man. That's Chris, man.
Oh, that's Chris.
Yeah,
Oh
Chris.
yeah. Well, but sorry, sorry, that's
Why do you ban him?
I don't like Chris. I don't like Chris, but I'll keep I'll keep both of you. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So
But you're
let's
like the
continue.
trick guy. I think he still loves you,
Wait,
bro.
hold on. Let me wait for Awoken first to come in. Hold on.
I didn't know, bro.
Awoken, hurry, bro. This nigga, bro. Join VC, bro. The fuck?
Hold on. Wait, there's some band actress guy that we need him. He wants to watch. Wait.
Okay, that was funny, bro. That was funny. That's not.
Hold on.
I don't do VC. Just judge VC. Yeah, you know what? Fine, it's fine. I'll just send the recording afterwards. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
I
so
mean,
when you
let
say
me see this
framework,
game.
yes, when you say framework, you usually index to some like what level does the ability work on? Is it like
Yeah,
ability?
basically,
Yeah, I think it works on like any sort of level. It's stated in
Wait,
the
why?
mod that it works on like some impossible levels. They're able to do impossible things. It's stated and consistent within the scans.
Impossible
And
level. Hold on, let me see. Let me send this. Let me see this shit. So, where?
yeah, just say-
On what part of the scan where it says like it like manipulate impossible levels or something? Like, yeah.
um,
Describing it that way is in a mistake. Where accurately speaking, I guess you can say that you're mistaken. Being able to govern fate, if I wish for, I can even create an originally improbable fate. Ah, okay, hold on.
yeah, it says improbable there, and then in another scan it says
Wait,
impossible.
why can't it just be relating to something of a hyperbole when we refer to like improbable in this case? And even then, like, isn't something that is impossible imply that it cannot be possible in any possible scenario, in any
Um,
scenario way? Because if you
yeah,
can manipulate fate, and then okay, so if this is impossible, right, then it cannot be possible in the first place. Or like if it was impossible, then it cannot be possible. That's basically what I'm saying.
yeah, that's like going under some what's it called, possibility thing. It's not necessarily saying that. Well, um, it's not necessarily saying that in every single like no, it's not in reference to some logical possibilities thing. It's just saying that well things that are like originally impossible, like things that we would deem to be nomological, metaphysically impossible, this thing's capable of doing. So
Wait, what do
anything
you
that is
define as metaphysical in this case?
things in reference to the laws of or laws of nature, like that's not what I meant.
Yeah, so
Things
in
that have to do with the
relations to
nature.
every laws of nature or something. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna say this, right? If we were to say that you can like manipulate fate or saying that it can manipulate on like an improbable level, why can those things specific laws or like the level things of this impossible thing can only be referenced to a one framework or like this third dimensional framework or where the character exists at? And it's the same quantity or something like, for example, we can like manipulate reality and shit, and you can conjunction reality to some form of laws of nature. But the fact that what this reality specifically is only limited to this specific framework where this character exists at, or where the limitations of a cosmology is, that is presented in this case. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just seems that what they're in reference to is just some single modality. Because when they talk about improbability, they bring it up multiple times, and every single time it's in reference to it, it brings it up like it's some miracle or something in which is indexed to multiple different scenarios. So it's just seemingly, and it just seems like I'm more justified because under, yeah, it just seems like
Wait,
I'm
why
more
would you be
justified to
more
believe.
justified? Yeah.
Yeah, so like under the
That it
hypothesis,
affects on. That it affects on every singular framework, or
yeah, look,
anything higher
look,
than a cosmological framework. Yeah.
yeah, because look
Yeah. Go ahead.
under the hypothesis which affirms that it only works under one modality, it would be very unexpected for these or the way that they affirm the ability to work or that the way they imply it for it to work. to be in reference to some multiple modalities or different scenarios that work under different modalities. Under the hypothesis in which it does work under multiple modalities, it would be highly expected and therefore more rationally probable that, well, what they're implied or what they're in reference to when they say these things are in
Wait,
reference
hold
to
on.
multiple modalities.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, I'm done.
Anyways,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. So, yeah, so when you're referring to like multiple modality, are you like saying that it's let me just say because of determined possibilities? Which one in this case is where like it connotates to that? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think you're like,
the only thing that the scans. Hold on. The only scans that you presented upon like this thing working on improbable level, or that in like it affects in multiple possibilities or whatever. But I'm saying like all those things can be in conjunction or indexed towards one specific framework where this character exists in that, or where it is the cosmology level is, or basically is what I'm saying.
yeah, look, I agree that it could be a reference to that, but I've already given like some probability raiser for the claim that I'm in reference to. Like,
Yeah, that's okay. Wait. What do you mean by okay? So your only reason is because it could be relating towards like other modalities in this case, or
no,
like
look, no. So the reason we're just going under like the expectancy argument, it would be very unexpected. For hypothesis one, which
anyways,
affirms.
isn't this like a wait, chill. What before you continue, I'm just gonna say this. Isn't that the claim that you presented would still be definitive, and then you're going upon a probabilistic
No, so look, all of the claims I've made here, all of the claims here have been like an inductive thing. They've all been saying that my character is
Oh,
able to.
wait.
Um,
Okay, so if it's
look,
inductive, then it's never like definitive.
let me
Obviously,
finish.
or,
Let me finish.
like
Listen, let me
it's
finish.
not certain that this thing indicates because the interpretation that I presented can still be
Wait, I
accurate.
agree. I agree. Like nothing here is like generally when we talk about some epistemic claims, nothing is like for certain. We talk about raising the probability for some epistemic claims because when we talk about two possibilities, either one of them can be the case, right? But we talk about
Yeah,
raising the
can be.
probability. So no
That's
matter claim, look, so we talk about raising the probability of the claim so that we yield more certainty for the original claim that we're trying to defend. So we usually accept this probability thing because over anything else, it seems to have a higher level of certainty, and therefore we have more motivation to accept it than any other hypothesis, which is less probable, especially when it comes
okay.
to
Okay.
epistemic claims.
Okay. So you're done.
Yep.
Hold on. Why do I keep hearing this like my voice coming in that shit? Or like when I talk and shit, like my voice comes out of your fucking
Yeah, look, I go on mute.
shit. Okay, so I'm gonna just like give out the arguments that okay, so the arguments that you presented or that I've been like tracking and shit is that um how do I say this? But okay, so one of the things that I'm gonna ask that yeah, it is inductive, and then the thing that I'm putting into question is where in that specific scan is that you're connotating that all of this can refer to every higher logical framework that you presented to be the case, or that is be the case in your inductive argument. But yeah, like the only thing that I'm seeing right now is that the fate can work on something improbable and that it affects in multiple possibilities. But I'm saying like all of these can be indexed towards one cosmology and shit, and that the cosmology is limited to that specific reality that the character is. And even then, when you argue with something that is more inductive, I don't necessarily think that is enough reason for this specific debate, because even if it's inductive and that you have more reason to believe that it is to be the case, right? It is still not confirmed 100% certainty that this is the case, and that is the thing that I'm gonna ask you. Why would that be relations to this thing? If there's an possibility that this thing is not gonna be correlated to that thing that you're presenting, because yeah, even then, if I can scale my character above every specific level that or reality that your character has no effectiveness towards, then it would not affect my character specifically. But yeah, you can go ahead and give your argument.
Yo, Kuro, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah,
Also
Kuro, you
check.
could mic up.
Yeah.
All right, hello. Yeah, hold
Yeah,
on,
sure.
Yeah, my bad. My stuff cut out. Gotta repeat that for me.
Okay, so
Yeah, basically, in short, right? He just said that
nah,
there's a different.
yeah. So let's go with the first point. Hold on, let me just ask you this before like I continue on my ramble. So what is your main reason why this is more accepted to be the case upon your point of like this thing affecting higher frameworks of possibilities or levels?
Yeah, so it was just going under some like expectancy thing, like under the under the hypothesis system, which affirms that this thing only works on like a single modality, then it would be very unexpected for them implications to be held, for them to be applying or
Wait, sorry.
stating that-
Repeat what you said. Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Repeat yourself
Yeah,
because
look,
I was like, Yeah, go ahead.
Under the hypothesis which affirms, that this thing tends to be or only works on one modality, it would be very unexpected for there to be implications, there to be statements, or them to be stating that this thing tends to work on impossible levels, and then more for them to state that it's able to do these improbable things indexed to other scenarios. Under the hypothesis in which affirms that it does work on other modalities, it would be very probable for this to work. So it just seems to be more expected and therefore more rationally probable under the hypothesis which I'm referring to be the case.
Okay. Okay, you done?
Yup, done answering that
Okay,
question.
sure. So, what I get from your argument is that, okay, since he can manipulate possibilities and shit, and that it wouldn't just specifically relate to one modality, because there are multiple consistency where it states it can manipulate some levels like improbability and all of that shit, and then multiple possibilities that it just doesn't have to relate upon one modality. Is that that's what I get from your argument?
Look, the entire point is that there's implications in which the shit wouldn't be there under your hypothesis.
Yeah. So yeah, basically those are the implications that you gave that you laid out to present that this is essentially is not gonna work for one modality.
Like, that's one like set of probability razor. That's like one probability.
Okay, so yeah, those are your point. But I'm just gonna say like all of those things, those can be indexed upon one specific concrete reality where it doesn't have any connotation relating to what you presented that supports the point instead, or like
just being clear,
because like that's what I'm gonna say. Like okay, like I'm gonna just present this right. You're saying that all of these supports upon not just only one modality. It could present upon all of those things that it could relate on the higher levels or all of that shit. But I'm saying, right, that all of those things can be referenced upon one concrete reality, because in one concrete reality there is an existing concepts such as impossibility and multiple modalities. And what I meant by modalities in this case that there's many possibilities upon one universe. Anything that's higher than that is a framework that is infinitely higher, specifically upon that one concrete reality. Even then, if you're gonna say that it's gonna work on some things like impossibility or like a lot of possibilities and shit, those can be indexed upon one cosmology, and that's not gonna be relating towards anything higher than that. So yeah, that's just gonna position. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
no, he didn't. That's not what I'm saying. Like
look,
the probability razor and shit.
Well, look, I gave like two sets of probability razor. I set the scans to give probability razor, and then I set more scans that was raises the probability, but
No.
outside of that, look,
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hold on. Before you continue, I'm just gonna say this, right? Probability razor. That's what I'm saying. That all of these probability that you're saying that is gonna raise shit is only gonna be indexed upon one. This is gonna be support and so what to mine.
Look, when we talk
Because there
about
could be
possibilities,
interpretations from that. Yeah.
like when we talk
Go
about
ahead.
possibilities, it's not indexed to some like what's it called? It's not indexed to what's it called, like cosmologies. When we talk about possibilities, it's in reference to things that are possible, indexed to any possible world. So when we say that,
Yeah. Okay.
so unless you're in reference to the set, but I've already given like an argument against that. So when we talk about something being possible in one world, it's possible in any sort of world. It's logically possible, or it can be what's it called, non-logically possible, or whatever. Whether these things are capable of doing it is an entire different situation. So, for example, in a situation in which characters with matter are able to are unable to unable to I can't get the word out. Yeah, unable to do this thing. In every possible world, it just seems that they're unable to, or they shouldn't be able to do this thing, but due to it being fiction, they're able to break it. It's not something that they're restricted by, because it's still logically possible. That does not change the fact that it's non-logically impossible. Like metaphysical possibilities or other things in which my character is able to change the fate of, it would seemingly work on any sort of character, because its possibilities if it's possible in one world, it's still possible indexed to another world. So, look,
Yes.
I don't see an argument against either of the
Yeah.
possibilities.
Listen.
I don't see an argument against any of the
Yeah, I get that.
If you don't give it to Peter, we can conclude.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's that's the thing, man. You're just conflating what possibilities are in general or what it is in consideration. Because again, what I'm saying, like all these possibilities, they're all existential upon one framework, and that specifically is because where the limitations of this cosmology is. If you say that you can manipulate possibilities, that's what I'm putting into question. What specific level it can be or affecting these possibilities? It's because if you're one, okay, let's say if there is X character on one specific plane, let's say that this plane is 4-dimensional. Now, obviously, 5th-dimensional is something that has extra higher axes that cannot be affected by 4 dimensions. So the ability itself is what I'm going to put into question is that this X character can be revolving around the affectance of this ability on that specific level. I don't give a fuck if possibilities in this case can revolve around any other frameworks. It doesn't have to be relating upon cosmology and shit. But what isn't put into question is if the ability itself can affect all of those specific higher realities that you specifically said it is to be the case. Because I think that's just gonna be a repetition. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
look,
can go to conclusions as
like
well.
just being clear, I've already like given an argument against it. I've already said that when it comes to possibilities,
No,
they refer to the same thing on like every single plane of existence
No,
or every
no,
single
no, you
possible
didn't.
world.
Like, yeah, that's what you said.
Look,
It's you,
look,
yeah,
but I
relating
don't
to it being a
listen,
general
listen,
case.
listen.
You're
Stop
saying
cutting
that
up.
is the case.
Look, just being clear. Possible worlds, like when you talk about possible worlds, it refers to things being possible. There's a possible world in which is 4D. So that's retarded. It's literally
Possible
the same thing.
worlds
But
that
listen,
it
so
can
look, like I
imply.
was saying,
Oh my god.
look, when we
I'm
talk
sorry,
about possible
continue.
possibilities and possible worlds, if it's possible in one world, it's possible in any other world. But whether it's like metaphysical or nomologically possible are two distinct things. When you talk about nomological possibilities or whatever, I don't really care for that because my character is able to affect things on any modality. So I've already given an argument. I gave the probability reason for that. If you think you defeated it, then we can conclude.
Wait, hold on. Let me hear something like that. Before we can conclude those.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, wait, can we ban that forever guy? He's just like a number one dick writer. I think we need to get a ban on that guy. Actually, you look, Axiom, you remember that Brandon guy who like humiliated you in like Cells Arena? Yeah, I think you need to ban this guy. This guy needs to be banned.
Not Braley. I do not know who Braley is.
No, look, he's Brandon. He's the guy who humiliated you. You need to ban him.
I don't understand. What? Who?
Yeah, look, you remember the guy you debated?
Yeah, bro. Yo, Kurt, why? Debate, bro.
Look, we just need to humiliate. I mean, we just need to ban this guy.
Up, kid. Just continue with the debate.
Yeah, look, I have dick riders in the back. I don't like it. But yeah, we can conclude, man.
Good boy.
Yo, faggot, slut. Like, goodness, you're just a dick rider. Goodness sake.
Okay, so wait, sorry. Can you repeat what you said earlier, and then I'll give a response to that, and then we can.
Oh my god. Look, I just said that I've already given the argument for You've already given the argument for like possibilities being the same index to some nomological like plane of existence. I've given the argument for why my character is able to affect these possibilities index to like any modality due to the expectancy and the priors argument or the probability razor I gave with the scans. Yeah, it was just like me repeating what I've already given the argument for. It was just me re-explaining the argument, and then that was pretty much it.
That's what. Okay, so from what I'm hearing, that isn't exactly what you said earlier. That what I asked you to do is like repeat what you said earlier again. You just said that you did all of this shit and they can relate to this shit, and yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, look, if you don't know what I said, how are you gonna claim what I said? That's like pretty absurd.
Listen, because what I heard from earlier, you're talking about these possibilities not going to be relating to this one general definition of possibility, and it can relate to this metaphysical, nomological possibility, or whatever the fuck. You just said that, this.
Look, I've already said that. So
is relate to this.
Look, I've already said that. Like, I just said it was a repetition of what I've already said. So, look.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you to repeat what you said. That's all I'm asking you again. Repeat what
you want me to repeat what you've already attempted to attack? Like, it wasn't like anything new.
I'm hearing like okay, so I'm assuming that you said something new upon like earlier.
No, I just said it was a repetition of what I've already said.
Okay, so you repeat what you said. Okay, so fine. We can go to conclusions. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to debate?
Yo. Okay,
No. I'm about to debate him. Chill out.
Actually,
I want to
all of you can debate. All of you can debate me, sure. That's fine.
Wait, Axiom, do you want to end this off here, or do you want to get on with the argument?
Listen, we already know you already know that. Hold on. We already know that you think you won. You already know that I think I won. So we can agree to disagree on this point and then continue on.
Yeah, you can get on with your argument then.
Okay, sure. Let me go find the scale real quick.
So Zenny and I'm going next.
No, I don't know.
Chick, I don't.
Yeah,
Chick.
sure.
No, you're not.
All of the,
Yeah, he already gets the baby.
I'm gonna use my YouTube channel for this one, yes, bro.
Yeah, wait, why are like the two people who've already beat the kid like trying to debate him again? It's a very weird.
Yeah, look. So Axiom's gonna debate me next, and then after that I'm gonna
Love Zenny. Nobody cares. Zenny.
Okay, listen. all right. So after
Axiom's so
Kuro,
famous. Like, go ahead, buddy.
Bro, it's because like I don't really care about debating anymore. But let me think.
No, go ahead,
So we
bro.
have Kuro first, and then next is who is this guy? Zenny?
Zenny, yeah, let's get that
Oh
Zenny.
no,
Yeah,
not Zenny, not Zenny, not.
No, look. Let's be fair. Zenny has yet to debate the kid. We're gonna
Yeah,
give
well,
Zenny his chance.
I'm Zenny. I'm Zenny.
Yo, bro, we don't know you. Anyways,
I'm
yeah, let's
Zenny.
give Zenny his time to shine.
Okay, fine. Zenny goes Zenny.
Where
Okay. So what's the topic?
You're not even debating it. You're retarded. Anyways,
Wait, chill. Wait, chill.
what's
Hold
your
on,
word?
hold on. Wait, trick. After I debate Kuro, we can like can we debate next day or like hours later?
Hours.
After
No,
this?
I mean if I'm still available, if I'm still
Because it's
available.
like 6 a.m. here right now, and I just woke up. But yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah,
Alright, let's get it. Let's get it.
I'm Zenny, bro.
Yeah, let's retard change his name. So, anyways, look, is the argument set yet?
Hold on, I'm looking for it. Shut down. Dragon Ball.
So what if, like, what if instead of trick debating, he sent me money instead, and
No.
the quantity of money should be around his $20,
Hey,
$30 range.
yo, Kuro. Why happened
Yo.
to that nigga that used to give us nitro, bro?
Honestly, I don't even know if it's actually like in a while.
I don't have this. Oh shit, that's fine. Yeah, let's check on lounge.
Yo, what server is
Since
this?
first weekend server. Misfits, yeah.
Wait, no, she was bad.
Yo, Kuro,
Okay,
send
so-
it to us, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other world is like Otherworld is atemporal and a-space entrance is dimensionality that would fit the criteria of universal. Yeah.
Look, did they go through change?
Did it go to the change?
Yeah.
I think that. Hold on, let me think this. I think that time is more like an abstract unit of change in this case.
What do you mean abstract?
Like this, like relating on this on the metaphysical scale, whatever the fuck.
Wait, I don't care.
That-
Look, wait, I don't care about time. I care about the space there. So do they go through change? Yes or no?
Do they go to change? Listen, I don't give a fuck. It's because what I'm saying is like change doesn't have to be limited upon spatial-temporal axis. What I'm saying, like all these physical spatial-temporal axes. An
Look,
example is
I'm
like,
gonna look. Is that a yes to the question that they go through change?
Wait, bro, you just
Hey,
like
look,
screaming like your fucking mic, bro.
Look, because like I kind of don't know what you're attacking here. When I haven't even given an argument, I asked you a simple question, and you seem to be dodging it. So, what is the answer to the question?
Yo, chill down. Holy shit, why are you screaming?
Chill
yeah?
down.
I'm not even screaming. I'm not screaming. I'm talking normally.
You unpause invites, bro?
Okay, so yeah, again, I said right. I don't give a fuck if said
Wait,
characters
dude,
were
you're dodging the
fake.
question. Just answer the question. I haven't given an argument.
Oh, you got server.
Gang. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Like, please, bro, please shut up. Stop like over talking me. So again, I said I don't give a fuck if all the specific things that were characters in Dragon Ball were like to change in Otherworld. I generally don't give a fuck. It's because what I'm saying is time isn't an abstract unit of change in this case. And when I said an abstract unit of change, or like in a metaphysical sense, that if these characters were to change, it doesn't have to be relating towards the fact that Otherworld existing contains like spatial and temporal axes that are physical that exist in there. Because like, it could just be relating to on a metaphysical change, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, just being clear, you just attacked an argument I haven't even given yet. So, look, I don't care about time, the entire contradiction is going to arrive when we talk about space, number one. And two, I hope you don't dodge a question when I ask it this time. Does your characters go through change in this realm?
I already answered that, by the way. I just said, yeah, sure, I don't give a fuck if it is, because that's not the thing that I'm presenting. Or, like, that's not the point that I'm making that you're, like, assuming this to be the case, bro. Holy shit. Anyways, for the argument that you presented, you didn't present any argument. I just gave out an argument that basically just assumes what your argument is going to be, that you're going to present, essentially. And I'm saying that that's going to be nothing, is because I already refuted the argument specifically where I presented with the metaphysical change, abstract unit of measurement, and all that shit.
Look, I don't even know what you're factoring because I don't care about time. Metaphysical change refers to like the temporal thing. I care about the spatial thing here, though. So, look, I just have a great question to ask here. How did your characters go through change in the space in which doesn't allow for change? Because to go through change, there needs to be some coordinates in which allow you to go through different points inside of these coordinates. But if there's no coordinates, there's no way there's nowhere for your character to progress. So how does that happen?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, sorry, repeat what you said, gang. Your mic is just so fucking loud, like.
Yeah, so
Honestly.
look. We're referring to like change, right? We're referring to one, time, right? The measurement of that change, and then two, space where that change happens, right? Because change happens within space. So when we talk about change happening, there needs to be a spatial dimension. If there's no spatial dimension, I'm just a little bit confused on how change happens.
Well, okay, then the acts that occurs there could also be something that revolves around these metaphysical things or like corresponds to that framework that it is gonna be like inherently laws or natures that are inherent to that metaphysical framework is what I'm guessing. And I'm gonna
Wait,
say with like space and shit is not gonna be limited upon the temporal or like the physical thing or the process within that shit.
look, one, that presupposes that's even possible, and two, that presupposes it even exists. So I need an argument for both.
He supposes it is a Okay, so hold on. Let me just ask you this: do you think? Okay, so what is fiction? Do you, by definition, what do you define as
Yeah,
fiction?
something that's derived from the mind.
Yeah, the like derived from the mind, from the narrative, essentially. So if the author like says that I'm gonna add this thing upon my storyline or my fictional framework, even if it doesn't fucking make sense or nonsensical or illogical, he still specifically add this on that specific like framework within his narrative. That
Yeah,
he
what's the
created.
argument for that?
Do you think that? Oh yeah, I just gave an argument there. I just gave like.
No, so the argument you just gave was just saying that, well, because the author wants it to be like that, then it can be like that. I don't see an argument for why we should accept these beliefs to be one-to-one with it if it leads to a contradiction.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, the author has full authority upon this, right? What he says could just be like relation, adding to that is what I'm saying. Either if it's incoherent or not, he still added that. Is what I'm saying. Like, I generally don't understand your point here.
Look. The
Even
question
then,
was
like,
the question was like, why should I accept it?
Listen. Even then, what I said is I don't give a fuck because these metaphysical frameworks where these occurrence is or the things that are occurring there could just be relating towards. Bro, I swear to fucking God, bro. Niggas are so annoying in this house, bro. Holy shit. Oh my God, go away, bro. Okay, anyways, back to the point. Yeah, so I'm saying that all of these laws that occurs or that the movements of these characters specifically occurring there or like the space within there, I mean, there's no space, but the occurrence that occurs there could just be something that is like relating to that specific metaphysical level, that framework is what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, I think I already responded to that, but to that, like, what's it called?
Wait,
The author point. Wait, I'm not done. To that author point, one, I don't think that everything they say is like axiomatic in reference to the verse, especially when it leads to a contradiction. Like if they say, well, his character walks and his character doesn't walk because he's a crippled retard, then well, I don't even know what we should accept there. If we accept both, then well, at least the absurdity in which well nobody would accept. I need an argument for why I should accept the claim that something in which is a contradiction exists within the verse.
Yeah, I'm saying like in this specific framework where okay, if you think that autoversal exists, then obviously there's gonna be a criteria where there's specific planes of the framework of this that is above every dimensional spatial axis and all of that shit. Then if there is a specific cosmology like that existing above every form or specific framework, and you believe in that specific thing, then why wouldn't this just be fit upon the criteria that thing that I presented or the parts of the argument that like fits upon this specific point?
Look,
And even,
as like
hold on. Wait. Let me just like argue upon like all the things that you presented. So when we say about something that is metaphysical, we would say that it's mostly something that relates upon external to like physicality and shit. Do you agree with that?
Like I don't even know if you're something to defend. Like I haven't even given an argument.
I'm just saying this, right? Do you like agree with that thing or not?
Yeah, what's the
Relates to
relevance?
something external to that, yeah. Extrinsic to that, yeah.
Just being clear,
What's
what's
the
the
relevance?
relevance? Yeah, I don't.
What's
find
the
that
relevance?
still-
We were talking about metaphysics, though. We were talking about like metaphysical, like occurrence on a metaphysical thing or something.
Yeah, but it's like you already responded to that. I kind of just like moved on from that point because I don't think you properly defeated it. So I kind of want to just focus on like
we
this
haven't.
author point.
No, we haven't actually like continue upon that point.
Yeah, look, I agree that we haven't like concluded, but I don't like see a reason for me to continue if you've responded to that. You think you responded to that with the author point, but like the author point is currently in question, so I'm kind of like questioning the author.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, sure, I can respond to that, but we can like continue upon this point, and then the other one on the like, yeah, we can both do points both simultaneously. Is what I'm saying.
Wait, why would we do a point that we've already given responses to? That's the question. Like, I don't.
Wait, listen. If this point supports my argument, I don't give a fuck, man. Just answer. Do you think like yeah? Go ahead. Just answer my question. I'm pretty sure I don't.
No, I have a personal phobia. Like, I have a personal phobia with answering questions that aren't relevant to the debate. So
It is relevant to the debate, though.
look, like whenever
What do you define
whenever it
as
just comes
relevant?
to listen, whenever it comes to like answering those type of questions, it just makes me scared. It makes me faint. It even makes me like for some reason just call Trick Indian and like be very racist towards them. And Trick doesn't like that, do you, Trick? Like Trick, do you like being called Indian and being racist?
No, I don't.
Yes. See, just me doing it isn't gonna provide utility. So look, I'm not gonna answer the question until you show the relevance towards it. If you've already responded to the point, I don't see why you're
Yeah,
coming back
sure.
to give another response.
I already gave an argument why it would be relevant, though. Like again, I said we talked about metaphysics earlier, or whether or not physical change, or not physical change, but change occurs on something on a metaphysical level, and all of that shit.
Look, do you just
That's
tend to
what I'm
like respond to allegations that happened like 2 years ago?
That was not 2 years ago. What? 2 years ago? That was like.
Look,
That was
it's
like
not literally
all
supposed
the
to be
time.
like 2 years ago, but I'm just asking, do you tend to respond to allegations that happened 2 years ago
No. The
that
fuck?
you've already responded to? Do you tend to do that?
Yeah, because the thing that you're saying is that the satire doesn't make sense is because
Wait, so you do respond to
those things
allegations you've
occur-
already responded to? So you do that?
No? What? We
Okay,
haven't
so look,
finished upon-
let's look.
we haven't finished upon those points though. So I'm saying, stop cutting me off, gang. Like, yeah. Anyways, can you like answer my question now?
No, look, I'm not gonna answer your question. Just that isn't relevant, bro. Just move on. Just attack the altar point. Give an answer, or we can conclude.
Wait, so change occurring on something that is metaphysical, in this case,
Okay, do you want to
physical
conclude?
universal,
Do you want to
is
conclude?
irrelevant. Hold on. You know what? Give me some time real quick. Hold up. Maybe I'll just like give out all the arguments that I think that would just refute all of the thing that you said, and then we can conclude. Because holy shit, this is like ass, bro. Okay, so
Look, don't be corny. You know you've already given a response to it. If you're not confident in the response, that's fine. We can go over it again. But look, other people want to debate. I'm kind of not into like currently debating people constantly for like an hour straight
hold
because
on.
they're not confident in what they have to say.
Quiet. Listen. Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm pretty tired right now. I'm actually not even focused on this debate that much, but yeah, I'll just give out the arguments that I think is necessary on this case, and then you can like give a refutation to both. So for the author part, if the author states that okay, I'm just gonna bring all of these things up on the table and then like the story and shit. If you're saying that, well, you don't have to accept on all this shit. He's still the author. He still have complete authority over this verse. If he adds one thing to the specific verse, that specific verse is added upon that thing. And you cannot complain about it because this specific thing is not real. It has no conjunction to anything. There's some form of laws of logic and all of that. And that's gonna be in reference towards fictional narratives because I already gave an argument earlier upon like your improbable shit. You agree some things that aren't gonna be correspondence towards some logicality or all that is added upon on like the narrative is possible, or that it can be added upon all of this shit. Now, I'm just gonna say this upon the metaphysical thing. I don't fucking care if you disagree with said author bringing up all of these shit for entertainment. Matter of fact, this is all for entertainment actually. Is because if said character were to move or act on one specific place that you said have no concept of space and time, then for the fiction or like for the story to specifically like progress, then the characters have to move for entertainment. That's just gonna present. That's like an additional point I'm gonna give out there. But that's not really necessarily gonna be added upon the entire arguments that we presented. Now, I'm just gonna say, if you have no disagreements upon all of these, that the author can add things illogical, or rather is because all of these things are mind dependent, not gonna be relating upon being external to that, or something that is like reality, or something that is relating to existing, that obviously it's going to be referred to illogicality and shit. Now, for that specific thing, I'm going to present the metaphysical framework or the necessity on that. Is something that I'm going to say that if you're going to be external to physicality, and for the action that you act, time is just going to be a use of tool for that specific thing. You're going to be adding upon some change or actions or will out from that atemporal or a spatial specific framework that you existing at. And if that was to be the case, that it is possible for all of that thing to be the case, then it would be in relational to the criteria of Dragon Ball that I presented on the other world. is because if you were atemporal and aspatial, and for something or cause or like something like this relating to actually like fucking theology and all that shit. Before the universe existed, there was nothing, and then God were to will out the existence of the universe, and God is atemporal and aspatial is because nothing existed before the universe, and before that it was created, He used the time as a fucking tool. Now it's gonna be in relation to metaphysical time, and then if there's metaphysical change, then those changes are going to be in relation to this metaphysical framework where Dragon Ball is, in correlation to Otherworld. Now I gave like multiple arguments. You either refute this or we can go to conclusions here.
Yeah, look, I'm actually gonna like choose to not answer some of those because it doesn't actually respond to anything. But what I do want to focus on is one of the few things. To the contradiction point, once again, I don't know why I'm accepting something that isn't possible in the first place. I don't know why I should be accepting that. The metaphysical point doesn't attack anything because I don't care about time. I care about the spatial axis. There was a point. I forgot what that one thing was. You said. It probably doesn't respond to anything, but
Yeah. Go ahead.
it was one thing. It was like midway through. Can you repeat the thing you were saying like midway through?
The metaphysical change. Anyway,
Oh
so
no, then it probably didn't respond to anything.
also fiction not being like accepted for like contradictory and all that shit. Oh my god, bro. Can you like mute for a bit because like that shit's annoying. Yeah, thank you. I'm pretty sure none of that shit actually like refutes what I said upon like the whole fiction thing, or like all of that is because, like I said, it's not supposed to be real. All of that shit is correspondence to logic, and all of that is mind dependent. If this verse or narrative is not real and is made from the fucking mind, then anything that you can think of and you add on that specific thing, that's gonna be distinct and like disconnected or disconjoint from the points that you presented of like logicality and all that shit. So don't repeat yourself, gang.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna point out the question back here and then we can like conclude because I don't remember the rest of the message you said.
Yeah.
So look, the reason this blatantly begs the question because it presupposes one that we should accept whatever the author says, no matter what happens, and two, it presupposes that these things are even possible in the first place. I don't really care about whether or not we should accept it because the author states it, because it's not giving an argument for us like a authoritative figure why we should accept it in every single case. And look, I don't.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so listen, we don't care if, like we can't accept or others people like we have to accept all of these shit to be the case. I'm just saying that all of these things that are created from the author's gonna be specifically relating to him. It doesn't matter if some people accept it or not. Like that doesn't really necessarily like refute any of my arguments. I don't care if you don't accept all of this shit. I generally don't give a fuck about that shit. What I'm saying is that if you have authority over something that you can, and then you give some things that aren't fucking independent from logic, all of this specific thing existing on that, it is gonna be possible. It's because specifically this is distinct from the thing that you're prefer to be like logic in this case now. Okay, so I'm just gonna say one more thing, right? Listen, before all of that shit, I'm just gonna say one more thing. You were right, like seconds earlier. Fucking brain shit. I'm fucking brain dead, not gonna lie. My brain fucking raw that shit. So, yeah, you have a point there. Some of the times you cornered me is because, oh shit, I'm so fucking tired. But yeah, that's it. You can go ahead. We can go to conclusions, but I don't think you refuted anything what I just said. I presented in the table. But yeah.
Wait, yeah, Trick. I think that was in reference to like the metaphysical change thing. I don't. If it's in reference.
Not the metaphysical change, not at all. But the author thing, yeah, sure. I'm telling you, like, I was buzzed out, bro. I was like,
my
brain was like.
I think we can end this off here. I think I attacked everything. Alright.
Yeah, sure, we can end this up. G. Like, refutes what I said upon, like, the whole fiction thing, or, like, all of that is because, like I said, it's not supposed to be real. All of that shit is correspondence to logic, and all of that is mind dependent. If this verse or narrative is not real and is made from the fucking mind, then anything that you can think of and you add on that specific thing, that's gonna be distinct and like disconnected or disconjoint from the points that you presented of like logicality and all that shit. So don't repeat yourself, gang.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna point out the question back here and then we can like conclude because I don't remember the rest of the message you said.
Yeah.
So look, the reason this blatantly begs the question because it presupposes one that we should accept whatever the author says, no matter what happens, and two, it presupposes that these things are even possible in the first place.
Look,
I don't really care about whether or not we should accept it because the author states it, because it's not giving an argument for us like a authoritative figure why we should accept it in every single case. And look,
That's it.
like it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so listen, we don't care if, like, we can't accept or others people like we have to accept all of these shit to be the case. I'm just saying that all of these things that are created from the authors gonna be specifically relating to him. It doesn't matter if some people accept it or not. Like, that doesn't really necessarily like refute any of my arguments. I don't care if you don't accept all of this shit. I generally don't give a fuck about that shit. What I'm saying is that if you have authority over something that you can, and then you give some things that are fucking independent from logic, all of this specific thing existing on that, it is gonna be possible. It's because specifically this is distinct from the thing that you're preferring to be, or prefer to be like logic in this case now. Okay, so I'm just gonna say one more thing, right? Listen, before all of that shit, I'm just gonna say one more thing. You were right, like, seconds earlier. Fucking brain shit. I'm fucking brain dead, not gonna lie. My brain fucking around that shit. So, yeah, you have a point there. Some of the times you cornered me is because, oh shit, I'm so fucking tired. But yeah, that's it. You can go ahead. We can go to conclusions, but I don't think you refuted anything what I just said. I presented in the table. But yeah.
Wait, yeah, Trick. I think that was in reference to like the metaphysical change thing. I don't. If it's in reference.
Not the metaphysical change, not at all. But the author thing, yeah, sure. I'm telling you, like, I was buzzed out, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
my brain was like,
I think we can end this off here. I think I attacked everything. All right.
yeah, sure, we can end this up. G, buzzed out, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
my brain was like,
I think we can end this off here. I think I attacked everything. All right.
yeah, sure, we can end this up. G.